Alright guys, so Jester has just put out a video on how Michael Myers has just broke into his home. He's been notified on his surveillance and he decided to drive home because he said he was just nearby. So he arrived at his house just a few minutes later, but we all know that this is just a guy he probably hired to dress up as Michael Myers. And he shows him trying on slippers. This video is absolutely crazy. We're going to jump into this in a second. Go ahead and smash 200 likes for YouTube's fastest news network. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at RealGodOfCringe. The fact is, if you're not subscribed with the bell rung, then you are not up to date. Now let's get into it. Now guys, he shows on the video Michael Myers trying on slippers and throwing his own shoes away. Well, no matter who the intruder is, they're not going to trade shoes, good shoes, for house slippers. It doesn't make any sense, nor are they just going to try to get comfier in a house they're breaking into when they just want to get in and out, either to hurt or to take. He shows Michael Myers in the video holding his knife the same way he does famously in the movies. Well, any intruder wouldn't do that. No intruder's going to take the time to dress up as a character, maintain their character, and go like this. They'd have it hidden, no matter what, if they need to defend themselves, or if they wanted to hurt or take, use it in that manner, not have it like this the whole time, and seem extremely obvious and really obnoxious and weird by doing that. As you notice, Jesse the Jester doesn't even show Michael Myers on his security camera doing forced entry or breaking the lock somehow to get in, or the glass, because he doesn't want his home to be harmed in any way during the making of this video, because of course it's an actor, it's all pre-filmed and staged. He only shows the video after he gets in the home, where he then of course tries on his slippers and tosses his own shoes. Then he shows a few minutes later him arriving home. He puts these a few minutes later in, you'll see several times in the video, to get his video just over 10 minutes. As you can see, 10 minutes and 2 seconds long, so we can have pre-roll, mid-roll ads in the video. It allows you to do that on YouTube if your video is over 10 minutes long. But it's just kind of silly because it's obvious what he's trying to do to prolong his video. So of course, Jesse the Jester was pre-recording this and at home the entire time that this was filmed, and during the time that he says he was notified on his security camera. So he's doing these a few minutes later transitions where he has has it typed up on screen to make you believe that this actually was a few minutes later and that it took him time to get home and film this a separate time. But we all know better. Jester also says that it's 3:30 a.m. in the morning, when clearly he's not showing the time anywhere, and he actually passes a clock on the wall that he could have shown the actual time of. So you kind of screwed up there, Jester. He did this so that he could have 3 a.m. in the title, and he could have the proper algorithm and YouTube spread his video the way he wants it to be spread as a 3 a.m. video and get more views. So he says he's going into the basement because he saw Michael Myers on the security footage go into the basement after slipping on his slippers. But when he goes into the basement, he films Michael Myers behind the door, and he's clearly looking at his camera as he's filming, so he would have seen it, but he pretends as if he doesn't see it, and then goes to get his friend to pull him out of the basement, saying, "Oh no, Michael Myers is here," and then adds a sound effect when editing the video, proving and showing that Michael Myers is in fact there, also proving that he knew the entire time that Michael Myers, his actor, was there, and just pretended as if he didn't see it, and it just passed by the camera. He tries to make it seem like he grabbed his friend in the nick of time, just barely saving him from Michael Myers. Oh no! They then go upstairs. Just as they get upstairs from the basement, he has his friend look at the security footage on his phone, as if everybody has phones that lives in the house that has every security camera from every angle, and watches Michael come from the basement and going upstairs where they are. Now this is when they go to hide behind a table as Michael Myers chases them upstairs where they are, Even though if anybody was being chased by an intruder in their own home, the first thing they do is leave the house, hop in a car, and drive away. But, of course, they wanted to get the footage. Because he's an actor, they paid him, they might as well get the footage for the video that they had planned, faked, and staged. They then get behind a table and film the intruder, Michael Myers, as he's doing commentary. So he's literally talking while he's filming, when if he was a real intruder and they were really behind a table filming him, the last thing they would do is make noise, have their eyes and camera above the table filming, and be in plain sight. So it's just absolutely ridiculous. So of course, this whole time, anybody would have called the cops who was actually in this situation. They then see him on their camera after he gets away from them while they're hiding behind the table, and see that he's gone up the stairs to Nick's room. Oh no! They then go after him, go into Nick's room, their other roommate, and right as he's about to get rid of Nick and off him, he bops him over the head, Jesse does, and saves Nick, even though he had plenty of time to hurt Nick if he really, really wanted to, if it were real. And then his other roommate that he was with the whole time says, "Oh my gosh, you hit him right in the face, good job." When the camera proves he never hit him in the face, not even once, just barely bopped him over the head, probably not even making contact. He then is knocked out on the floor, when really a slight bop on the head wouldn't knock anybody out. Nick is so grateful they saved him in the nick of time. They drag the body down to the bottom floor, which would have hurt whoever they were dragging, even if they were an actor, if they were really dragging him. That's why they didn't show the video of him dragging him the whole time, and instead put another caption up on the screen saying a few minutes later. They then show that they have him tied to the chair, when really he walked to the chair, sat down, they tied him. They didn't drag him to that point. And they say, "Oh, he's still knocked out, what do we do?" We ask him questions, they say. They then grab his head, shake it a bit, and he wakes up. When really, nobody would wake up who's actually knocked out just from a bit of a shake on the head. He then absolutely disappears. Right when they turn the camera back to him, and he's gone, vanishes in the nick of time. But really, they would have seen him get away if it was real. But instead, they pretend as if he was so fast, they didn't see where he went. He's just gone. So they go and they hide in a room. All three roommates hide in a room and say, "Oh, we hope he leaves. We hope he just leaves." But really, any intruder that was in your house, you wouldn't hide in a room. And if you were hiding in a room, you'd call the police immediately. You wouldn't hope that he leaves if he's actually who you say he is with a knife. So it's absolutely ridiculous. They then shout out their YouTube channels because, and they're whispering this whole time, but they wouldn't be whispering, making any noise at all if there was really an intruder in the home. They'd be 100% silent. They wouldn't want to risk that. So guys, I had to expose this video today, and thank you so much for watching.